She planned a secret wedding with my boyfriend in our apartment. The two people I trusted most in the world were planning a secret wedding in the apartment we all shared. When I figured it out, I didn't just get mad, I got even. Now my ex best friend, and even my own family are telling me I'm the villain. But before you decide, you need to hear what really happened. For 3 years, my life was pretty much perfect. I had Liam, the boyfriend who still gave me butterflies, and Chloe, my best friend from college who was also my roommate. The three of us were inseparable. Our apartment was always filled with laughter, late-night talks, and big plans for the future. Liam and I were saving up for a house, and Chloe was our #1 cheerleader. We weren't just friends, we were family. I trusted them completely, without a single doubt. And that was my first mistake. The change was so subtle at first, I almost brushed it off. It started with little whispers. Conversations that would just stop the second I walked into a room. Liam, who used to tell me everything, was suddenly glued to his phone, smiling at texts he'd tilt away from me. Chloe started acting strange, super bubbly one minute and weirdly secretive the next. If I asked what was so funny, they'd just exchange a look and laugh it off as an inside joke I wasn't in on. I told myself I was just being paranoid, but that sick feeling in my stomach had already started to take root. A few weeks later, I came home early from work, totally drained and just wanting to crash on the couch. The apartment was dead quiet. I figured Chloe must be in her room. My phone was dead, so I went to knock on her door to ask for a charger. No answer. I pushed the door open a crack, and that's when I saw it. On her desk, a leather notebook was lying wide open. I know, I shouldn't have looked, but I couldn't help it. My heart started hammering as I read the page. It wasn't a diary. It was wedding vows. Beautiful, gushing vows written for Liam. I felt my vision tunnel as I read about their secret journey and stolen moments. And at the bottom of the page, a date was circled. It was in 2 weeks, the exact weekend I was supposed to be out of town for a work conference. I honestly think the floor dropped out from under me. This had to be a joke, right? Some kind of sick, twisted prank. Shaking, I scanned her room for any other explanation, and my eyes landed on a big storage box tucked under her bed. I yanked it out and ripped the lid off. Inside, nestled in tissue paper, was a simple white dress. Underneath that, I found a receipt for a man's wedding band and a printed-out itinerary. The title at the top said, "Our Intimate Vow Ceremony." And the location? Our living room. They weren't just taking my boyfriend. They were taking my home, planning to get married in the very room where we'd all built our lives together. So, what would you have done? Screamed? Cried? Thrown all their stuff out the window? I didn't do any of that. If you want to hear how I handled it, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. Because my next move is the reason they're all calling me a villain. I didn't say a word. I didn't cry. I just smiled. I played the part of the oblivious, loving girlfriend and best friend. I packed for my work trip, gave them both a big hug goodbye, and told them to have a great weekend. But I never went to the airport. Instead, I went straight to a lawyer's office. Since Chloe's name was on the lease, I couldn't just kick her out. But I could start the legal process. On the morning of their little secret wedding, while they were getting ready to betray me, I made my move. I sent out a last-minute évite. The guest list? Both of their families, parents, siblings, everyone. The event? A surprise engagement party for Liam and Chloe at our apartment. I told them I was just so thrilled to finally celebrate their love story. Their families, having no idea what was really going on, showed up right on time. They walked in to find Chloe in a wedding dress and Liam waiting for her in our living room. It was absolute chaos. The shock, the yelling, the crying. It was a disaster. Their perfect private little ceremony turned into a full-blown public humiliation. Faced with their families, all their lies blew up in their faces, and the relationship basically imploded on the spot. I'd already arranged for movers to come that day, pack up every single thing they owned, and put it in a storage unit. First month on me. By the time the family drama died down, the eviction was formally in motion, and the locks were already changed. They were left with nothing but each other and a whole lot of shame. But I wasn't exactly treated like a hero. Our mutual friends, even my own mom, said I was cruel, that I should have just walked away with my dignity instead of blowing up their lives. They said my revenge was cold and calculated. I lost my boyfriend and my best friend, but there was no way I was going to be the quiet victim in their story. They wanted to build a future on the ruins of my life, in my own home. So I just handed them the matches. Now I have to ask you, what would you have done? Was this a fair response, or am I the villain they all say I am? Let me know what you think in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories.